Greetings, this is Skyler SAUNDERS saying what's current. Alright, I want to have fun. It's been brutal. Not on me, just the fact that I'm covering brutal stories, these serial killers, black serial killers movement. Um, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot, but I want to blow off some steam, as the cliche goes. Um, One moment. I'm just doing some housekeeping issues. Getting ready. Hold on. Oh my god. Looking it up. Hold up. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. I wanted to do reviews of interviews, if you would allow me. I don't think I saw every interview, but I saw the main interviews. But I'm gonna say free Diddy. It's a free for all. You can say whatever you want. It's not a serious show. It's not on serial killers. You can come in and say free Diddy. Free Diddy. No. I mean, whatever Diddy. He's not innocent anymore. He's guilty. He's a convict. He's convicted of prostitution. So he's definitely not innocent. Diddy is not innocent anymore. So let that be known. But yeah, so I saw a good chunk. What is that? Fontano gave Clipse. Who's Fontano? I don't know what Fontano is. I have to look. I'm going off of video interviews. The interviews on the video. I can talk about the Rolling Stone interview. That was pretty interesting. That was like a month ago, though, or a little bit over a month ago. Fontano. Oh yeah, okay, that's his name. He gave it a 10. Oh, I did see that. I actually did see that, and I honestly I fell asleep on him. I fell asleep on the nigga. No, I know who he is now. I just don't go by his name. I can see his glasses and the checkered shirts, the lumberjack shirts he wears. He's a famous music YouTube reviewer that Pusha watches. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. So he gave him a 10 out of 10, and 10 being the best. I didn't know. I didn't finish the clip, and it wasn't an interview. So I'm talking about interviews. The one that I want to talk about right now is the one with Elliot Wilson, which he has the giggliest interviews of anybody in the business. He's worse than myself with the giggles. And he gave Travis a 2. Ooh, that's dope. But they debuted at number 4, I think. I think they debuted number 4 on the Billboard. I think Travis tracked just a few spots higher than them, maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 1. I don't know, but yeah, but Elliot Wilson, he has great questions. He just has that giggle. It kind of just like they're like, they're kind of like taking over, and it's a whirlwind. It's a whirlwind interview process. They have to go through it. Star would tell Elliot to ST. Yeah, he probably would. He most likely would. I can see that happening. And this is a show where we're not gonna have any videos because I don't own any of the content. I hate to have it like this, but on my serial killer ones, I'm gonna try to find news clips, that are gonna correspond, if not directly but indirectly to the material. But anyway, Elliot Wilson, he asked him a few questions. One of the things that came up a lot was the this is culture inappropriate, and the different acronyms they have. What was it? EBITed, and the one that is Tyson blows to the face. So that's TBF, TTF, or TP. Tyson blows to the face. TB. TTF. I I'm messing it all up. But they asked about the different ones like that, and of course they went in. They got serious. They talked about the first song on the album. First song, "Birds Don't Sing." Man, "Birds Don't Sing." Oh, it's kind of mid. Oh, you're out of your mind. That song bangs. It's very heartfelt, very serious, very sincere to their parents who died just within amount of months from each other. I thought that was pretty cool, and everybody asked about that song. I mean, I'm trying to go in order, but I'll just skip ahead and talk about Joe Budden. Joe Budden was like, that's I had to grab a tear, on some moments, But we'll get to Joe Budden. But Elliott Wilson, he had he's very professional besides the giggles. He's there. He was asking the questions. Also, they didn't have like the one-on-one. You didn't see the other person. But on Genius, it used to be Rap Genius. But on Genius, they're breaking down their bars on different songs and what they mean. And Malice even admitted that he didn't even catch the Houdini. I saw ecstasy. Now I'm Houdini, or I'm paraphrasing. And he was like, "Whoa, I just got that because that was from the group Houdini." And it was a double entendre. It was saying he was Houdini. He was disappearing, but he was like the group member Houdini, Ecstasy and Houdini. So that was kind of dope. What else did they talk about? They talk about a lot of this really wasn't a coke record. Wasn't real cokey. It had moments. Cocaine chic. This is what I like. This is the genre of cocaine chic. They like to call it coke rap. I like to call it cocaine chic. The late great Rock Power, Biggie, Jay-Z, Raekwon, Ghostface. You want to have like a mystique or a picture of opulence. The foreign car. The high end foreign cars, luxury cars. You want to have the women in the in the videos and stuff like that. You want to have all that, the visions, and based off the street level of shaving the cocaine and bottling it up and putting it in the bags and counting out the figures in the money machine, putting it in the Nike box, putting it in the brown paper bag. All of that. The Gym Star razors and all of that. This wasn't that cokey. It was enough. It was like little hints. It was like sprinkled. They sprinkled the coke to make it drug related. That's all they did. They should have used a desk on the Tiny Desk. Tiny Desk was cool. I'm not going by performances. I'm only going by interviews. I'm doing reviews of interviews. if I may, Bumba. I appreciate you though, sir. Thank you. But yeah, that Tiny Desk performance was cool though. I'll talk about that for the moment. I really enjoyed the Tiny Desk performance. It was cool. I did not see the last week. This is going back in time, but last week I did not see the album release party on Apple Music. But I did see the desk on the Complex interview. Was that video or was that text? The Complex interview. I might have seen that or I might have missed it. Was that video? I'll watch it after this show. I might do it, talk about it again tomorrow. He liked the Complex interview. So video for real. Okay, I think I did see that. Yeah. There was nobody, there was no journalists. No journalists were talking. Thank you. You made me remember. Yeah. The one with Pharrell and the Clipse, they're just sitting side by side in Paris in the studio. That was cool. They're like having a self interview. Like there was no journalists involved. There was just Pharrell on one side and Clipse on the other. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Let me see. I don't even know if they're cool anymore. If they split up, I don't know. They're on different channels now. This is weird. B-Dot might have been my favorite. He might have been my favorite interview. Or second favorite. I'll get to my favorite interview in the last bits of the interview of this particular broadcast. But B-Dot was very on point. He asked, pointed questions. everybody was talking about, how, Malice was not no Malice anymore, and how, he's a man of God. He was talking about how John 10:10, have life and have it more abundantly. He was talking about how he was coming up. I think it was, I don't know if this was the interview, but there was one interview he was talking about his military career and how he said his dad said, "You got to do something. You got to do something." That's exactly what I was at when I was at the Marine Corps. I was like, "You got to do something, man. Your ass is grown. You got to do something." They cut Tyler's verse off the CD. Wow. See, they do some weird, goofy stuff. Okay, so from what I understand, this is what I understand. On Apple Music on your desktop, you can play So Be It with the Arab music, which I like. It sounds better. I think it sounds better. But when you go on your phone on Apple Music, it's another beat entirely. So I was like, what is this? But on Tidal, they on your mobile, and I think on the desktop, you can listen to it with the Arab beat, with the, that song bang. That's one of my favorites on the album. Just a side note, Rolling Stone gave it, I think, 3 stars. I can make 100% sure. Hold on. Let me make 100% sure. And then afterwards they did a little something else. Let me see. Critical reception. Yeah, Rolling Stone gave him 4 stars. That's right. They almost made it perfect. Pitchfork, like I said, was 6.5. Consequence was an A-. The Garden was perfect. Hot New Hip Hop was perfect. I think they just came out with that. Yup, July 17th. Their review. So it's gotten, pretty strong reviews. As it should. As it should. But Pitchfork is irrelevant. They took the whole song off the CD. Wow, they took the whole song off. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. I think the only media that matter in terms of music are DSP and vinyl. Not cassettes, not CDs, not anything else, just DSP and vinyl. That's the only thing that are valid. That I think. I think on the vinyl it has all the songs. And also I've noticed how at the end of Birds Don't Sing, that was Stevie Wonder talking. I did not know that before. I thought that was to be honest, I thought that was an old woman. For real. He has that soft voice. He has that weathered, years aged, 70-something-year-old voice. It's crazy. But anyway, B-Dot was better, I think, on than Elliott Wilson. B-Dot, broke down, how they use their different styles, how they approach the different songs, how they coordinated on each entry into the album. So I think B-Dot did a great job. All right, Joe and Jada had, it was kind of like running back and forth. It was like, that's nothing they were talking about, the origin of the Clipse, of the name, the origin of Clipse. Malice always says that he wanted to say, I've said this before, that he had full of clips, his brand, or his name of the group. And Terrascon already had that or something like that. It was very close, similar to it. So he didn't want no smoke from Fat Joe. So he said he renamed it just Clipse. But Pusha says Pharrell was the one that said, I got these dark-skinned brothers, and they're going to come through, and they're making an eclipse on the whole game and stuff like that. I was like, okay. to whoever, you know, whoever's story weighs out, I guess. I don't know that. So I was just, you know, looking at these. I mean, it has to be rewarding and grueling at the same time. Just answer the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. But you have to do it. You have to be out there. You have to push out. You have to get out there and get out on the trail. You know, answer those questions. Bootleg Kev was kind of good, but he forgot. He forgot. He said, you know, birds don't sing. We're stuck on birds don't sing. Birds don't sing. It's a very hot topic because, you know, it's a very personal record. But he was saying how, like, it was just his mom. He was like, and then, like, I think Pusha said, and my dad, like, he had to remind him. So he may not have done all the research into, you know, the entire catalog of that album particularly. So what do we have? So Joe and Jada, they were cool. Jada was mainly quiet. How does Bootleg Kev get these interviews? Nobody's heard of him. Well, I think somebody's heard of him. He has like over 100,000 viewers, 100,000 subscribers, maybe even close to 1 million. So Bootleg Kev definitely gets the. He was saying how he. This is my contention. This is what exactly what I was talking about. This is what I mean when I say that everybody in this world, everyone from the youngest crawling to the oldest walking, should say nigger, whatever the, you know, put in the hot sauce, you know, on the goat, whatever you want to say. Everybody should have a chance to say it without repercussions, without any kind of rebuke, you know, any of that. He said he was like he had to stifle his words. He wanted to say it. He was like, "Yeah, I was just listening to 20 money on the corner. It's 20,000 money making niggas on the corner." He's white, so he can't say it. They're right there. The artist that created that piece of art. They can't say it. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That makes zero sense. Like, he's not the one that's gonna be like, well, get them niggers and hang them on a tree. Like, that's not the guy. He's not. He's probably blacker than me. I'm sure he's blacker than myself. But anyway, let me see. Okay, so Jada he had a few questions, but mainly it was Joe. A lot of it was a lot of Joe's time asking the questions. They asked about POV. They asked about Tyler. They asked about not necessarily Jada and Joey and Joe. I'm just talking about in general. They asked about, you know, Tyler, you know, saying probably Joe Budden. Joe Budden might be my third favorite. Joe Budden was cool because it was like 4 or 5 people in the room and they're asking the questions. And of course, you know, they're just laid back. Yeah. I see you, Bumba. But they're just laid back, cool, chilling. They got their Carhartt. I don't know if they got a deal with. I think they do have a deal with Carhartt. I missed that because that's what they're representing. They're representing the hard workwear. You know, pause. Well, they're wearing the Carhartts. I bet they're wearing Dickie pants and or maybe there's the whole ensemble. They might have been wearing Chuck T's. I don't know, with the ragging on the side. I'll be a buckwild scram. Y'all know the rest. But yeah. So there was the truth. It was the truth. What I want to say. I think Joey's was probably the best. Joey, one of the best. I'll get to the best soon. Joe Budden and company, Ice, Melissa, I think Melissa Ford, and the other guys. You know, I couldn't catch their names. I heard Elmo went full Kanye on Twitter the other day. I don't know who Elmo is. Who's Elmo? I don't know who Elmo is. You have to break that down to me, Bubba. I'm out of the loop with Elmo. All I know is Elmo from Sesame Street. But anyway, so just to have that in mind is really great. Is Joe Budden, he asked good questions. They broke down the different songs. Trying to think about all this. Mike Tyson blows to the face. MTBTTF. Okay. I had to make 100% sure. It's that Elmo, the account got hacked. Oh, I'm like, what? What the hell? I didn't even hear that. Wow, thanks for the news. I didn't hear that before. I never heard that. That sounds crazy. Wow. So I'm doing my reviews of the interviews. Let me see. Joe Budden, like I said, he did a great job. He was laughing. They were having a good time. I think they had fun. Pusha T, he was like, I'm not even looking at this guy. Like, like they're having a really great engagement. It was great. Elmo said that? Wow. Elmo says, whack, whack, whack. That's crazy. Now, what is... I'm going to break from my reviews of the interviews. I'm going to just ask a few questions for Bumba. Bumba, all right. So, what the hell? So, somebody had to be on the inside and sloppy. Nobody just hacks an account for Elmo. It's a verified account. It's monitored by specific people that know exactly what's going on. I'm not buying that somebody just hacked the account. Somebody knew something ahead. It was probably 4chan. You think it was 4chan? Possibly. Do you know about Encyclopedia Dramatica? You don't know about Encyclopedia Dramatica? Do your research. Go to DuckDuckGo. You have to go to DuckDuckGo web browser. It won't go on Google. Google, delisted them on their Google, their search engine. But if you go on DuckDuckGo, you'll get it all. Oh yeah, you've seen it. Okay, yeah. You can spend a good few hours, just browsing through that mug. It's crazy. That is exactly what the founders were talking about when they made the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Because that thing is despicable. That thing is crazy. That thing is wild, but it has some good articles though. If you look at it, there's a few articles, especially there's William Tecumseh Sherman, Andy Kaufman, Ambrose Bierce, and William Howard. What's his name? Hearst. I can't think of his first name. Is it? Can't remember his full name, but Hearst. Those are the main articles that you can read and you can take it in because they were inspirations for that site. So definitely check those out. Okay, back to the reviews. Elliot Wilson, like I said, he seemed like he was the most. I think B-Dot was actually the most prepared. He seemed like he knew more. He knew like what to say and knew how to say clips and not the clips. I get mixed up sometimes. I say the clips, but it's just clips. He delved into their past. He delved into the reason. Like I said, this wasn't a Cokie record. Like they had Cokie records before. They had a few references to cocaine and the trade, but it wasn't that heavy. This wasn't like ultimate street record. This was like we're at a level in our lives where we're mature, where we're grown up. We're not selling that D. They used to say got it for cheap, been 2 years like I was paddy whacking cruising, streets of Georgia, dust capping and kazooing. He said, 4-year hiatus. Don't think I got my money from rap. Like, hey, that's reality. That's what he said back then. He said, don't think I got this money from rap. Don't think you got the money from rap. All right. So, but now I think, they talked about play clothes. They said that they're not doing play clothes anymore. I don't know who gets the money when you go onto a website. There's a website that you can get play clothes on. I hope they get paid for that. Not sure though. The manager's still in the feds. Are you talking about Tony Gonzalez, Bumba? Tony Gonzalez is out. What are you talking about? The manager? Tony Gonzalez? Tony? The one that Pusha says betrayed them? Started talking? Bad man stand, some fall but never fold. I miss my Tony. I hope you cowards burn in hell. Oh my gosh. And they talk about Stove God Cooks. Like he just smoked that track. He smoked the track. It's crazy. I talked about that last week, but in the interviews, it's like it's a different beast. It's a totally different beast because you're studied on saying the same thing over and over and over, but you're like, I gotta get this money, so I'm going to go to the top tier. They're top tier interviewers, by the way. And because I'm gonna get to my last one. But Bootleg Kev, he was decent. Like I said, he should be able to say the word nigger. It shouldn't even be a saying like he should be able to say it. He should just say the word nigger. Like nigger. Like, oh, well, he's white. Oh, he can't. Like millions of people don't say nigger when they're listening to the song in their car, in their house, at the club, at an all-white club on Martha's Vineyard or something like that. They got the songs with the nigger in it. Like, they're just going to be like, and censor themselves? Are you kidding me? Like, let's not play around. Like, let's be adults about this. It's just disgusting. People saying you can't say, certain people can't say nigger. If I was white right now saying what I just said, they'll come, oh my God, how could you? What? Bumba, what are you talking about, though? The manager's still in the feds. I don't know who you're talking. What manager? What's his name? It's not Tony Gonzalez. I'm hoping. Please don't say it's Tony. Anthony Gonzalez. Because he's free. He snitched. Sorry, nigga. Trying to come home. I'm trying to come home. Snitch. But I appreciate you, Bumba, for riding with me. There's one more person in the live, but I don't know who they are. But yeah. So the one I just got finished with was, I think, the greatest one, Big Boy. Big Boy's interviews are so great. He's always positive. He's all boo. Why are you saying boo? Boo on what? Are you a ghost? What are you doing? But Big Boy's neighborhood is always great. He has some of the best interviews. He jokes and cajoles and smoke. Not smokes. But goes back and forth with the guests and interviews. He has a style that's very welcoming. He should say Jigga. Who should say Jigga? Boo. But anyway, yeah, Bad Boy. Big Boy's style is very encouraging, very welcoming. He doesn't like put up guards. He's not divisive. He gets into some things where you're like, okay, well, you have to address that. It's kind of hard to address it, but you have to look into it. So, I would say he's all of them were pretty good, very good to excellent. I'd rank it like this: Bootleg Kev, Joe and Jada, Elliot Wilson, Joe Budden, B Dot, and Big Boy. That's how I rank the interviews. Because it's they call it a rollout. That's the roll. It's the your distribution team. I think Rock Nation. They set you up in the various locales. I guess they give you flyer miles and stuff like that, and allow you to do all that. We need a 2-hour Big Boy Clarinet album. Now you're trolling. Thank you for your trollage. That's excellent trollage. A Big Boy 2-hour. I'm talking about BIGBOY, not Big Boy the Outcast member. They talked about that too. They talked about the different duos in hip hop. They're saying how like Gangstar shouldn't be on the list because it should just be rappers. Eric B and Rakim really shouldn't be on the list. There's a few more. I'm trying to think, but the ones that should be on the list: UGK, 8-Ball MJG, 8-Ball MJG, and Outcast, of course, and Clipse, of course, should be on the list. I don't remember the exact order, but they delineated the exact Mob Deep. Thank you, Mob Deep. Pusha, he espoused for them. He said, Mob Deep overall duos, everything. I mean, I would agree too, because Prodigy was probably one of the best thinkers in hip hop. He was one of the best intellectuals in hip hop. Put your what do you say? Put something through your nose bone or something like, to your brain, to your nose bone or something. He said he was the first person I ever heard the word entrepreneur. It's the first time I ever heard the word entrepreneur. I was like 12. I was like, what the hell is an entrepreneur? He was like, from the song YBE, Young Black Entrepreneurs. I was like, what the hell is that? But yeah, so Rock and Power to Prodigy. I don't even know what's this running. I'm just having fun tonight, kids. Or Bumba and who else? Hold on, I'm looking for it right now. Albert Johnson, Prodigy. He died in 2017. God damn. 8 years ago. Seems like it seems like either a longer time ago or it just happened. 8 years ago. God damn. That is crazy. But yeah, so they talked about the duos in hip hop. EPMD. They said that was they were part of the duos in the top form. Yeah, so these interviews they weren't bad. They were pretty good. Like I said, Big Boys was great. Everybody had their own roles, and it's just sad that they had to do the same thing over and over. That's what I'm saying. It's like why is that? Like that's the sad part about it. Like why do they have to do it over and over? Run the Jewels, I think they put them ahead. They put them like in top 10 territory. Run the Jewels. Yeah. LP and Killer Mike. Yeah. But I always confuse this. Please get it right for me and my dumb ass. On LP, is he the one that sounds like Ghostface Killer? Who's the white guy that sounds like Ghostface Killer? Who is that? There's a guy that rhymes in the same kind of pattern and the same kind of cadence as Ghostface. I can't remember his name. You might have to help me out, Bumba. Action Bronson. Thank you. I don't know why I always get them mixed up. Action Bronson and LP. Okay, so Action Bronson is the one that sounds like Ghostface. Okay, great. And I was listening to Ghostface last night. I was like, this is fire. Fish Scale. Have you ever listened to Fish Scale? You gotta listen to Fish Scale. Great album. Great album. You know, that's one of the things that Pusha said in his rhymes. He said, I fish scaled him, then I double XL'd him. Ghostface destroyed him over a Teddy Pendergrass song. I can see that. I can see that. I think I heard that actually. Yeah, so. Yeah, Action Bronson. That's right. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. Not LP. Killer Mike. Yeah, they're in like top 10, top 15 territory for duos and hip hop. And then you have, they wanted to have people like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. They want to have Jay-Z and Ye. Like, they're not really duos in a group. They're not like in a group. They're like, they collaborated on an album or they collaborated on songs. They're not really a group. Bronson was talking ish on ESPN, and Ghostface said he would gut him like a pig. Thank you, Bumba. I needed that laugh. That's funny. Oh my God. I'll gut you like a pig. No, Ghostface is my favorite out of the Wu-Tang. He's my favorite rapper out of Wu-Tang. Ever since like All That I Got Is You and Bulletproof Wallets and Supreme Clientele, Tony Starks, you know, all that. That's my guy. I love Ghostface. He's cool. He's a good guy. Trying to think. Interviews like B-Dot. B-Dot, like I said, I think he was the most prepared. He seemed like he knew what he was saying, and he didn't fall in any traps. I don't think he asked the questions that everybody was asking. Who came up with the name Clipse? How it's been 16 years. Was it like? How come you guys were solo? What was it like for Pusha to be named among the 50 greatest hip hop artists of all time? You know, Gravediggers, were they a duo? I don't know if they were. I don't know. That's not my era. The Gravediggers, and I probably wasn't allowed to listen to their songs because they were horrorcore. So I don't know if they're duo. Oh, Black Sheep, and I think the Far Side, right? Aren't they two? Is that one or is that three? Far Side and Black Sheep. Black Sheep, I think, is two. But I don't know about the Gravediggers. I got time. Hell, look that up. Gravediggers. Nope, that's a four member group. Fuquan. I mean, what? Riz is not in this group. What are you talking about? Hold on. The Gatekeeper, the Grim Reaper, the Resurrector, the Undertaker, horrorcore, hardcore hip hop and gangster rap and horror elements, menacing soundscapes. Prince Paul Fuquan, Top Poet, the Prince Rakim. Stetsasonic. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is definitely not my era. And there's four of them, so they're not a duo. Let me see about Black Sheep. Who's the Black Sheep? Where the Black Sheep? Come on. Yep. Black Sheep's a duo. Andres, Dres, and William Mr. Lawange McLean. They're still performing around the world. Their album went gold. Their first album, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Then they had Nonfiction, AWMN, Novocaine. From the Blackpool Genius, Tortured Soul. Oh yeah, of course the title of the song. The title of the, okay, wait, let me see. That 6 Feet Deep album, a classic. I've never even heard it. Yeah, I just saw a reminder, Clipse talking about the origin of the name. Let God sort them out. Well, for instance, what I heard on what I saw with my 2 eyes, what I saw on various interviews, they're saying how it Malice was talking about, but they said Pusha T has his own version of it. So Malice was saying it's kill them all and let God sort them out. That's what the title, the full title actually means. But I think Pusha is saying how, we go through whatever we can, and whoever's standing or whoever's not standing, let God sort them out. That's the reason why. What about third base? Oh my God, third base. Yeah, you're making me do your research, but that's cool. This is a fun research show. Third base. Nope, 3 people. MC Search, Pete Nice, DJ Richie Rich. Yeah. They were kind of corny. Okay, Rottweiler's in the building. MC Search was the truth. Okay. A lot of people coming in now. Okay. Got 3 people in here. 7 more people. We got a party. MC Search is the truth. MC Search is I think he's good money. It's not my era. I can't really recall a song. I can't recite a verse from him. But salute to him. Salute to MC Search. Wasn't he on that show called the next top white rapper or something like that? What was it called? Next, not another white rapper or something. It was something crazy. Can't remember what it's called. Maybe you guys can help me out with it. Is my audio right? Does my mic sound nice? Are y'all following? Is it going well? Yeah, the White Rapper Show. Okay, that's it. Yeah, the White Rapper Show. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was it. But I mean, this is just this is the weird way of life. This is just life being weird because Jay-Z put out an album every year for 8 years straight. From 96 to 03, he had a product, and they all went platinum. And he had side products. He had Best of Both Worlds, 2 of those installments, a collision course with Linkin Park. Then he had a unplugged version of his Blueprint album, which he played a medley of different other songs from his other works. That's insane. Not the same for Clipse. They had label trouble from almost the go from the second album on, and like in between. Lord Willing didn't really have too much trouble, but Hell Hath No Fury. Oh my God, they had a lot of trouble. There's a lot of things going on, going back and forth with Jive. Then you had what's it called? to the casket drops. Speedy. Salute, Speedy. Do you see my Cash App at the top? Make sure you drop off at least $12. Salute to Speedy. Say my name, Skyler. Salute to you, sir. But yeah, so the Dynasty, exactly. It's the Rock. That's why they're on Rock Nation. Had to get it on Rock Nation. Why not? Why not? To the Castle Drop had its moments. Moments that were really strong. Anything with a door in it with Clipse is gonna be hot. My favorite song from them of all time is always gonna be Keys Open Doors. That's my favorite Clipse song forever. They were so pissed off. The track sounded pissed off. It sounded dark and scary. It sounded like the souls of the crack addicts were trying to raise up like Thriller. Ye had the best track. He had the best. He beat him. He killed. Yeah, he did that. Big. Kind of like a big deal with Ye. He was on a tear that whole year, 2009 to 2010. He was on the Chris Brown remix with oh, that bull is for the bird. You ain't even a vulture. What is that? Deuces. Okay, so Deuces, kind of like a big deal. I think he had the Walking on the Moon, the Katy Perry, what's her name? God damn! Oh my god, Carrie Hilson and Neo. Yeah. So I'm saying, yeah, Carrie Hilson and Neo. The Rihanna and Jay-Z Run This Town. He was going in on features. He was like it may not mean nothing, but y'all, son. What is it? What forever. He was on a tear. He was killing it. Before and I think it was before and after the incident at the VMAs with the cocaine girl. What's her name? The cocaine. Oh, salute King Hazy. Salute to you, sir. I see you. Taylor Swift. Yeah, so it was before and after. So, and then he came out with that, and Pusha was on. That's the thing. That was like a major point because Pusha was becoming a solo artist. That was extraordinary. And Malice was an artist, I think, for Def Jam as well. So the group Clipse was a Def Jam act, and Pusha T was a Def Jam solo artist. That's what I understand it as. But the only reason why I'm doing another show about Clipse is because the interviews came out, the reviews came out, the whole rollout came out this week. They were on Jimmy Fallon. They were on the Tonight Show, which is humongous. They did the Birds Don't Sing on there. I'm about to watch it. I didn't even get a chance to watch that yet. I'm going to watch that after this. So pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for an atheist. Yo, but that's funny. So we got 3 people in here. That's not bad. I don't know about the likes. It doesn't show me my likes, so can't tell how many likes I have. But this is an all blank show. This is just a blank show. My series on serial killers is going to have at least some kind of video, and I'm going to relate it to the story like I did today. Like I had to do a story about this lady. There was there's no footage of her even really when she was alive. There was no news stories or anything like that. It was on the mid 20th century. So I had to do what she was related to was arsenic, and I had to give a doctor's assessment of what it actually is. But yeah, that's what I have to do. So, but I'm not doing it today. Because if I did anybody's interview, they'd be like, "Oh no, that's copyrighted. That's copyrighted." Yellow diamonds look like pee-pee. Fly him out to my private one, my Kiki. Nice peachy, I Kiki, ASAP and Riri. That's my cut. I don't remember. I can't get the words together, but that's my cut. I love that song. That's probably one of my top favorite songs on this album. And this is an album, by the way, kids. This isn't just a collection of songs all thrown together to be, on TikTok, just to be. My favorite part is Penny a la Vaca. I just love that part. Penny a la Vaca. Chaba Judah, I am Mufasa. It's not exactly after that, but he goes to Panama with Papa, with Shatas, with Chapas. I mean, this is a whole album, children. We must address that. It's an entire album. Brown diamonds look like doo-doo. Tell me, what would you do? I'm not a rapper. Let me stop. But they had that constant flow. His was all EE, and Pusha's was all EE, and Malice's was all So say EE and That's wild. EE and like their whole verses. And I love Pusha. I didn't disappear without a voila, like ballerinas doing pirouettes inside of my snow globe. You had to see it. Like that. I played that song like 10 times in a row one time. I think I was on the exercise bike. I just listened to it. I just played it over and over again. Love that track. It's a great track. Great track. So Be It. That's another single. I did not listen to Cruel Winter that much. I think I heard it like one time. I didn't like revisit it. I don't know why. I don't think it was whack. I think it was pretty good. But this is the weird thing about that too. This is the thing about remember Don't Like? They chopped off Pusha's entry where he's doing the acapella rap. But if you go on YouTube, you can listen to the acapella rap. Fraud niggas, y'all niggas. That's ish I won't like. Yo ish, make believe. That's that ish I won't write. Real names, kill things. That's that ish I won't write. Cause my niggas still sound dope. Like they ain't on their third strike. Camping around the corridors. F you waiting on George for I'm middleman for 23. That just meet me somewhere around Baltimore. Woo! That's rare, nigga. Woo! Ric Flair, nigga. Woo! The powers in my hand, nigga. Like, that was crazy. I did not hear Jim Jones' response, Bumba. No, I did not. What did he say? Because Jim Jones smoked him. And what song was it? I can't even remember what song it was. Was it also on what's it called? So Be It. I think it was So Be It as well. There's a track featuring Mace in The Dream. Wow. That was a point on the interviews with Malice. He was talking about how he was both I'm gonna say the paraphrase version. He experienced both sides of Mace and Betha. So he was on both sides of the coin of saying how he was righteous, and before that he was, part of Diddy's camp, things got a little allegedly. So, things got a little delusional, a little weird, people were thinking things that really weren't, a little delulu. Oh man, I gotta check it out. Yeah, the one with Dream on that gospel amount was pretty fire, and it was unexpected. I was like, really, Dream? Okay, cool. It was an unexpected but welcome kind of situation. But that stove god cooks. That guy, when I first heard him, I was like, why are you even why are you not like the man, like, you mean Cruel Summer? No, I'm talking about for the dream, I'm talking about for let God sort him out. For the dream. I don't know about the Cruel Summer dream. Or Mace. That must have been Cruel Summer. Is that? I don't know. Rottweiler's taking his time. He's taking his good sweet time. We'll wait on you. That's what we say in the Marine Corps. We'll wait on you. Cool Winter sounds better. But that's like more of a compilation album, isn't it? That's not like single artist album with features. It was like a compilation. They talked about Sci-Hi to Prince. Push is cool with him still. He just talked with him the other day. It's called Cruel Summer, though. Oh, yeah, he did say Cruel Winter. I didn't even recognize that. Yeah, Cruel Summer. Yeah. So there's a Cruel Winter and there's a Cruel Summer? I'm confused, but that's fine. They gave R. Kelly a whole song. Wow. That's deep. I gotta listen. I gotta watch the Jimmy Fallon performance, the Tonight Show performance, and then I gotta look at or listen to Cruel Summer. Why'd you say Cruel Winter? Did you meant to say Cruel Summer? Yeah, so this particular project has 2 perfect ratings from Hot New Hip Hop and The Guardian. So that should give it a good little bit of boost. It might reach number 1. It could. They sold 90,000 units. I don't know what the hell that means, because is that physical units or is that streams? What is that? I just streamed it. That's how I consume my music. Just regular streaming, They don't put CD players in cars anymore. It's all digital. So to wrap up, once again, number 5, Bootleg Cat. 1, 2, 3, there's 6. Number 6, Bootleg Kev. Number 5, Joe and Jada. Number 4, Joe Budden. Number 3, Elliot Wilson. Number 2, B-Dot. Number 1, Big Boy. Those are the greatest interviewers of the group Clipse. They did a fantastic job. I think everybody stepped up. Not everybody made, they might have did a single. Man had a ground ball, Man just hit a single. But I think Big Boy and Joe Budden were out of the park. There's maybe Joe Budden was a home run and Big Boy was a grand slam. I think that was that may have been their last interview for this week. Maybe they'll be doing more, but I think for this week it was Big Boy. And that's BIG space BOY, the radio broadcaster, not the rapper and outcast. Just to make that distinction. Okay, so thank you, Rottweiler. Thank you, King Hazy. Thank you, Speedy. And, of course, thank you, Bumba, for holding me down. I appreciate it. I will see you all maybe sometime tomorrow. I might take off tomorrow to do a little maintenance on my channel. And if I'm not here on tomorrow, I'll be back most likely Sunday. So keep it together. Keep the gates closed. No, I don't know. I'm not going to try to say a line. But I do appreciate you all. And Safe travels and safe destinations. Take care.